Hello and welcome to KO Create and Ramble, where we listen to rambles, both past and present, and create in all sorts of ways. Today's ramble comes from a recording made during an afternoon drive to the grocery store on September 3rd, 2021. While we listen, I'll be coloring in one of my favorite coloring books, Infinite Illusions by John Wick. I'm gonna make a tasty tea, and let's create and ramble. Yo, yo, yo! September 3rd. Is that true? Yeah, it is. September 3rd, 2021. Boom shakalaka. Alright. Bear with me backing out of the driveway, and there's like a big truck here, so it's gonna be a little awkward. I think we're gonna make it though. Where am I going? Just driving somewhere. Driving somewhere, but nowhere. It's the name of this playlist. I didn't make it, I just picked it. So, what's up, recording? I'm just heading out. I mean, I do have some destinations. Gonna get some distilled water. Gonna use my free Whataburger coupon from when I gave blood back in, I don't know, summertime. And then what? I might go look at a bookstore for just like to look at books, you know, and covers and like title pages and copyright pages and all that jazz. So, what's up? Oh, I'm liking this playlist so far. Alright, so I had a thought. I'm trying to get all these thoughts recorded that I've been having and have not been recording. Alright, so what's up? I know, I've said that a lot. Perdóname. So, what was the thought I was going to record? Oh yeah, glasses. Glasses, people. Let's talk about it. Maybe you know, maybe you have glasses and you understand the realities of said glasses and life without being able to see well. But yeah, I had this thought. Look, I think I had it a while back, but maybe, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, could have been, really honestly could have been, I don't recall. But, okay, so the idea, sorry, I'm trying to get myself into the thought, you know, because it's not happening in this moment, but the idea was like, okay, so I wake up sometimes, or I'm going to bed, you know, or like after I've showered, I don't have my glasses on, because I wasn't wearing them in the shower. And I don't have the greatest sight, you know, like some people have glasses, but they can still do fine without them. Yeah, that's not me. Like if I don't have my glasses on, it's pretty bad. Like I mean, I can see it. I'm sure there's worse, but it's not desirable and not wise. Like if I drove without them, nah, it wouldn't be good, man. Would not be good. It's kind of scary. I don't like it. Could do it. You know, survival mode, if I had to, I'd be there. You know, it's possible. It's not totally gone. But that's beside the point. The point is, there's like these times in the morning and at night, and it's just like I haven't put my glasses on yet, or I've just taken them off, and I'll be like kind of walking around. And you know, in my home, it's like I know where I'm going. It's almost like muscle memory, you know, to know where to step and where things are. You know, you just kind of know when you're in your own place. So like sometimes I don't fully like process the fact that, oh shit, I'm not wearing them. And sorry, forgive me for the language, out of control. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Okay, but yeah, so it's like I'm going and not really paying attention to the fact that I'm not wearing them. It's like I know, but I haven't quite like put it together maybe, or there hasn't been a serious need yet where I'm needing them. But then this like feeling, I don't know how to describe it. I was just trying to describe it the other day to my dad, I think too, and I'm like really failed at it. But like I feel confused and I feel kind of lost, and like I'm like, man, I just feel like something's missing, or like I keep walking in circles and I don't know why, or like I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, what is it? What am I looking for? What am I trying to do? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, my glasses. I need my glasses. I can't see anything. Like I'm just walking around all fuzzy. My vision's all fuzzy, and so it's like such a bizarre feeling. It's really weird. And this happens to me just about every day, or a few times a week. So yeah, so that was happening to me when I had this thought. And just this idea of like, don't we kind of do that in life, Like, we're kind of trying to walk around and we're looking through the wrong lens, or we're not wearing the lens. We don't have the lens of Christ, right? And of truth. And there's so many different lenses we can put on to see this world through. And a lot of them, seem good or like seem powerful. Some of them are negative. Some of them are like not the best for us. They make us see ourselves poorly, They're full of lies and negativity. See others, without compassion. There's that. There's the lens of just like our own desires too. We can get too caught up in our own world, our own life, our own wants, and not to say our wants and dreams aren't important and special and God-given, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we become so consumed with our own world that like we forget to be there for the people around us. We forget to be kind to strangers, and yeah, we also can miss out on things for our own life because we're just like looking through our own lens of desire instead of seeing like, what does God want from me though, maybe right now in this situation or this season. And we can miss out on some hidden treasures, right? But yeah, oh look, their license plate is Que Loca. That's awesome. They are driving a Soul, also a white Soul, so that's cool. So yeah, that's like one way we can go with this thought. And that was like, I used to pray this prayer back when I was like really at the start of my walk with God. I remember being in Chipotle and just thinking like, oh my goodness, everybody in here and what they're going through, and you see them and you love them, and I'm here hangry waiting in line to get my quesadilla, so that I can go back to practicing music, because that's what season it was in my life. I was at ASU. And so just like, yeah, just kind of thinking like, wow, God, give me the eyes to see through your lens of compassion. I used to pray that a lot, like, just help me see people through your lens of compassion, and putting on the eyes of Christ to see people and love them where they're at, no matter who they are, the way God does, and to be available to them, to be available to listen to others, to be kind to strangers, to listen to the people in our lives too, our family, our friends, like just be present rather than just thinking about what we want to say or what we need to share with others, which is important too. Again, always like that balance. But anyways, so yeah, this just kind of idea, like, what lenses are we wearing, and then there's just like, there it is, there's God's lens of truth, and man, it's so like, took me so long to put them on, and even still, when I know, it's like, it's so beautiful, because it's like, there's some things just, I know that God has just gotten a hold of me, and I'm so grateful in those moments when I literally feel so upset or broken. And there have been some dark times when I'm like, I'm done, like, I'm not into this, like, who do you think you are, whatever, being like a fool to the King of the universe. But he's so patient and loving in that. That's what's amazing about him, a truly unconditionally loving Father. But like, here we are with that, and yet it's like, there's this part of me that's like, where can I go? Like, where can I go from your spirit? I know I'm going to end up right back here, so why put myself through everything I went through to start? It's like, there's something in me that just knows. I just know. I know now what is true. And there's still lots of things I'm learning. I don't know everything. But it's so crazy, it's so bizarre. It's only the work of the Holy Spirit in me. This is the strangest little getup. I'm sorry I have to pause because I don't even know. Is this like a boat? It's like a trailer with maybe an old boat on it, but it's like full of wood. Like literally just like tree branches, but also like a bed frame. What's the thing on top, man? Like a door or something with a window? Like, oh, and leaves are everywhere. This is fantastic. Maybe, like, you know, some big black trash bags. May not be full of trash. Probably leaves. I'm a little confused about what's going on here, because it partly looks like a yard work vehicle, but partly also looks like they're moving and have really strange items. So, I don't know. I really enjoy what's happening here. I wish I could see it from the side, because I'm not kidding. It looks like they put, like, the base of a boat on a trailer, like a small trailer, and then they just like filled that with a bunch of random stuff. Alright. Oh, nice. And then you got this little greenie. Alright, pulling into the parking lot, peeps. Gonna get some distilled water. But I'm gonna finish out this thought first. Okay, hello, excuse me. Yeah, so yeah, I'll pull through, whatever. Yeah, so it's just kind of interesting. Wait, I gotta like this. Oh, it's called Bunnies. That's cute. I like this lo-fi that's happening. Right, okay, so what's up? So yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah, it just like, it's so funny how he truly can transform your heart. And is this child alone? Because she's just walking with a backpack and a stuffed animal with a cart. I think she's probably just helping her mom put the cart away. Oh, that was so nice. Good job. But I'm just like, please be with your mother. That's so sweet. This woman was smiling too. She's a cute little girl. I'm just like, I hope she's not alone. Like, this better be her mom coming up here to like pick her up. Oh, and her little puppy. She's cute. Oh, I just pray the best for her. Is this her mom? Yeah, okay. She's getting in her mother's car. It's gonna be okay. So, anyways. Yeah, but like, it's so crazy because never would I have thought I'd be here, be who I am, believe what I believe. But it's like once you put on this lens, you can't unsee what you've seen. It's like Fury says in Captain Marvel. And he's like, I never believed in aliens and stuff, but after what I've seen, you know, I can't unsee what I saw today. It's like that. You can't, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. It's suddenly, you see the world in this whole different light and through a whole different lens, and it's nuts, and it makes sense, and it's like, oh my goodness, all these things that I used to just ponder over and just be like overwhelmed by, suddenly they're still overwhelming, you know, just like the state of the world, but suddenly there's like this understanding to why things are the way they are. And it's not like a full understanding, but it's like this, I guess, kind of, you know, foundational concept to look through. And this perspective, this bigger perspective that like changes everything. It just shows you, takes your eyes off of like just a small thing and you start to see everything in a much bigger picture. So yeah, but like, and that's the thing, and then it's like, you know, right? But then sometimes I feel like I forget to put that lens on. Like, I know it deep down, but sometimes I feel like I'm still walking around with an old lens, or like I'm in a season maybe that's just like kind of trying, you know, and refining and pushing me out of my comfort zone, or like, you know, sad. A time that's sad, that's hard, that's like stretching my faith. You know, kind of like in places where it's like, okay, gotta die to self and my desires right now. Have to let things go, let people go. Just hard stuff in life that comes with it. And yeah, sometimes you get caught up in those seasons, and it's like, if I don't put the right lens on, And then I'm not looking at the big picture, and I'm not filtering things through the truth of God and who He is and His Word. And I start to put it back on me, maybe, or through how, the world sees things. And it can be so heavy and overwhelming and feel hopeless. But it's like, man, I just gotta remember, no, come on, remember the truth, put that lens on, let's look at the bigger picture here. Remember who is in control, remember who's sovereign. No, it doesn't mean it's going to take away the reality of what's happening or what you're feeling, but it gives you hope to endure through that, a trust in a being who has a purpose, even in the trials, even in the darkest times. He had to send His own Son to die on the cross, to separate from God, for a moment, as He took all of our sin on the weight of His shoulders and paid that price for us. But look what came out of that, the greatest example of bringing absolute victory and joy out of betrayal and death and separation and loneliness and all the things Jesus endured. And that's the thing too, it's just putting that lens on to remember, Jesus has walked through what I've walked through. He knows what it's like, and He lived perfectly and sinless, but He knows what it's like to be tempted, to have a human body and to live here, and He knows what it's like to be betrayed by friends, to be physically in pain. More than I have ever had to endure. He knows. He understands what it's like to feel rejected, to feel misunderstood, to be misrepresented. It's he's walked through everything we could ever know. He's felt that, and He can empathize with us, and it's so beautiful. And that's another big picture thing. It's just man, sometimes I'm just so upset, and I'll be really real with God and yelling or angry. There has been a season when I was really upset and angry with God, and I'm not proud of that by any means, but I was confused. I was upset with the way something went. I thought it was going to go another way. I thought He was doing something else, and in that, I gave in to a lot of my own desires and fell into sin, and just I had to pay the consequence, in several ways. So, there's that, but I can't blame God for those choices of my own. But then there's the bigger things that I'm come on, how could you let me walk into the situation? And just understanding all the details. I can't see it all, but it's kind of remembering, I don't know, something so freeing about coming to Him with all that and knowing He knows what that feels like. He's been there. He understands, and He loves me, and He sees me, and He will walk with me through that, out to the other side. And we grow. We become so much stronger. We become more compassionate. I feel like I've grown in my ability to empathize with others after, some of the experiences I've had, and that's awesome. And that's so God, His heart is that we love one another and empathize with one another and walk alongside each other through the many seasons of life, the joys and the pains and the brokenness, and the encouraging times. So it's just cool how it works. And so, yeah, just kind of this idea, sometimes it seems so hard to keep going, to keep walking. And I have to say it, it's I feel lost and confused, where am I going? And then it's did you put your glasses on, man? Did you put your glasses on? Did you put your glasses on, your lens of truth, your lens of compassion, your lens of Jesus and who He is and what He's done for you? Remember how loved you are. Remember how cared. And His plans are good for you. And this world, it seems chaotic, but it is under control. He knows what He's doing. There's a purpose to it. It's the reality of sin in the world. There is a lot going on that is not good in all of us. It's everywhere, it's just, we live in a fallen world, but we have His promises to hold to, that He will bring redemption, and He will make things right, and He will renew this world. with his presence and with his truth, and that he's so patient to let us come to him, to seek him, that we can share in that with him. He wants none to perish, but all to come to repentance in him. And, it's just, man, he's so good. We don't earn anything. He's already done it for us. And that's just so amazing. And so just putting that lens on too. Sometimes I think we can be like, oh man, I'm blowing it. And just that reality, that exposure of sin in my heart is right there. And you become more and more aware of the reality of what sin is. Like, I feel like it's at surface level, it seems so kind of like whatever, but it's such a deeper thing. Like, it's just so, you just start to understand it so much more in depth and realize how deeply, like, it resides in my own heart. And yet he is so good. He is cleansing that. He is renewing us. He is making us new. He doesn't see us for our sin. He sees us clean and redeemed and made new and loved, his children. And so, like, because of Jesus and what he did and his righteousness, we share in that. When we put our faith in him, believe who he is, and what he's done. And that's just incredible. It's just like, it's so amazing. Like, seriously, so amazing. And yeah, but like, we can kind of lose track of that reminder of grace, and put it back on us. Like, oh man, I'm letting God down. I'm doing this. I'm screwing up left and right, and we start to condemn ourselves and see us in that light. And it's like, okay, who is talking right now? It's the accuser, Satan, right? Getting on your case. And it's like, that's not. You can draw near to God where you're at and call on him, and he will be the one who helps pull you out, not in your own strength. And so, just like that, again, another lens to just remember, like, his grace is what sustains us and cleanses us. So, and it's by his grace, that we can have salvation and eternal life. So anyways, yeah, the lens, it makes all the difference. And pretty awesome, pretty amazing. God is incredible, and he's sovereign, and he's so loving. He's so patient and kind, and just brilliant. He's brilliant. And I just pray my heart can rest in him, that I can wear the right lenses, that I can stay out of the fog, stay out of the confusion, stay out of the, the mess of the war, the spiritual warfare, and see clearly where I'm going and what I'm standing for and who my God is and his character, right? And that he has the victory at the end of the day. So anyways, that's the thought, right? I kind of like it. Pretty cool. So anyways, gonna go grab that distilled water. Thanks for listening in to the thought on this fine September evening. And yeah, that is all. And see you.